Hello guys, welcome back to the Al-Razdanime channel. In this video, I will return to continue the storyline of Soulland 2. In this part, I will tell Wang Dong and Yu Haiyou about Ma Hongjun's descendant, Ma Xiaotao, who also possessed the Phoenix martial soul like her ancestor. And what the full storyline looks like beforehand, don't forget to like it first if you like it, and let's just get straight into the storyline. Here, it can be seen that all the residents of the hostel could not stand it because they smelled a very pungent stench. And it turns out, the smell came from Yu Haiyou's body, which suddenly released pitch-black dirt on his body after he woke up from his fainting yesterday. Quickly, Yu Haiyou directly cleaned his body to get rid of the smell of sewage. And because it was still too early to wake up, Yu Haiyou immediately returned to his cultivation. But here, Yu Haiyou felt strange because the flow of his meridians suddenly became smooth. Even the demon purple eye's strength was now significantly increased, allowing him to see micro-objects at great distances. Wang Dong returned to the room with a sniff to check if there was still the smell of last night's feces and check the state of the mattress. And even here, Yu Haiyou asked Wang Dong what happened last night, because suddenly at this time, his body became dirty when he passed out last night. Even Yu Haiyou's strength suddenly increased greatly. Here, Wang Dong asked if all of that was the effect of the mysterious water pill that Baby gave to Yu Haiyou, where the pill was able to cleanse the marrow easily and increase the strength of the soul. Thus, it was only natural that the pill would be a very expensive option. And because of that pill too, the filth from within Yu Haiyou's body could suddenly come out and give off a very pungent smell. Because Wang Dong felt that he had been bothered by Yu Haiyou all night, he also forced Yu Haiyou to treat him to breakfast. Long story short, after they had breakfast, the two of them rode their bicycles while looking at the sea god lake made by the academy. Sitting relaxed by the lake, Yu Haiyou's vision suddenly became extremely sharp. Even without using his spirit eye power, he could see a red dot appearing in the distance. Out of curiosity, Yu Haiyou immediately used the demon purple eye skill to see what exactly the red dot was. And as it turned out, it was the phoenix-shaped martial soul of an academy inner courtyard disciple, running on water. And it was Ma Xiaotao who did that because she couldn't stand the heat of her own phoenix flames. Realized she was heading to where the two of them were, then they both tried to dodge. But it seemed that they were both too late to avoid it. Quickly, Wang Dong took out his butterfly wings to quickly carry Yu Haiyou away. But because of the hot effect that was released by Ma Xiaotao, it burned the surrounding area and made them both bounce. And because of that incident, Tianmeng, who was sleeping, immediately woke up. Suddenly, Yu Haiyou's soul ring appeared and made the place that was originally on fire freeze instantly. Even from within Yu Haiyou's body, Tianmeng was forced to control Yu Haiyou's body to beat up the person who had awakened him. But here Tianmeng realized that if it turns out that Yu Haiyou's physical strength has increased rapidly, even the first seal that Tianmeng had placed on Yu Haiyou's body could now be opened. In which case, Tianmeng could provide additional strength for Yu Haiyou. Saw that someone was coming, and here Tianmeng stopped controlling Yu Haiyou. And the lake that had been frozen has now returned to its normal condition. Not long after, two people named Master Yan Shaoji and Elder Zhuang appeared. The two of them directly checked on Yu Haiyou and Wang Dong's state. Realizing that the two of them had only fainted, Master Yan Shaoji ordered Elder Zhuang to give the two young men medicine, while Master Yan asked the two disciples who came with him to look for Ma Xiaotao. Here, Elder Zhuang immediately took out his 9 soul rings, which were 2 yellow, 2 purple, and 5 black. He also took out a shady tree, which serves to heal wounds for injured soul masters. Not long after, Ma Xiaotao was finally found unconscious. And here, Master Yan directly ordered Elder Zhuang to take care of Wang Dong and Yu Haiyou, while he brought Ma Xiaotao back to Sea God Island.
后续的事情就交给你了，我们回去。
Within his spiritual realm, Yuhao returned to Tianmeng, who was angry that someone had woken him up. And the thing Tianmeng did earlier was so that Yuhao wouldn't be roasted by the girl's sudden attack. Due to the nature of the attack just now, possessing the firepower of the Phoenix, which is a legendary spiritual beast. Here, Tianmeng praised Yuhao's physical strength, which had suddenly increased so rapidly that even the first seal that Tianmeng had left on Yuhao's body could be partially open. However, because Tianmeng used his original strength earlier, it had an impact on Yuhao's body, which made his strength unable to be forced again for the next year. However, because this Tianmeng was a soul beast that had a sleeping nature, Tianmeng here directly ordered Yuhao to work hard. While Tianmeng was about to continue sleeping again, the scene shifts to the location of the artificial sea god island. Here, Mao Xiao Tao is still unconscious and slightly remembers what she did earlier. As seen, the condition of her body was still burning due to the effects of the fire that she still couldn't control. Not long after, she woke up from her stupor and asked why her body didn't feel hot anymore. Here, Master Yan was a little angry because Ma Xiao Tao didn't tell him that she couldn't withstand the Phoenix flames. Even because of her just now, there were almost 2 students who almost died because of it, namely Yu Hao and Wang Dong. Hearing that, Ma Xiao Tao looked sad and felt guilty. She was also disappointed because she couldn't control her own Phoenix fire. Even here, Ma Xiao Tao asked, what power could withstand her Phoenix flames? And Master Yan said that if what restrained her strength just now was an extremely pure and formidable ice attribute power, that would be able to surpass her Phoenix firepower. Ma Xiao Tao couldn't believe it and felt that someone was sneaking into the academy. Because in this world, there are extremely pure ice-attributed martial souls, and here, Master Yan explains if he has investigated all of that, and discovered that they were not intruders, like Ma Xiao Tao had said. He also informed her that the 2 people in question were Yu Hao and Wang Dong, who were still in apprentice training, where Yu Hao's background is as a special disciple of the Tang Sect. As for Wang Dong, he only knew that his family was rich. As for Yu Hao and Wang Dong's condition, Elder Zhuang apologized for the accident earlier to Yu Hao and Wang Dong, and he asked them both to keep the secret, and then he left. Here, the 2 of them were also given a box from Elder Zhuang as a fee for their silence. And when he opened it, it turned out that the box contained a green pill called the Soul Advancement Pill. Here, Yu Hao also asked, is the function of this pill the same as the mysterious water pill that Bebe gave him yesterday? Wang Dong also confirmed this and said that the 2 drugs had the same level. Wang Dong didn't even expect that the cost of keeping their mouths shut would be so high. Here, Yu Hao also asked again, what is the use of this soul advancement pill? Wang Dong also wanted to tell them, but they had to return to the dormitory first. While walking home, Tang came back to Yu Hao and said if he gave Yu Hao another chance to become rich, and Tang promised that no one would ever dare bully Yu Hao again, because Tang would take care of him. After that, Tang gave a box to Yu Hao, which was entrusted to Bebe. Seeing the box, Wang Dong was immediately shocked because inside the box was another mysterious water pill. After that, Wang Dong asked Tang what Tang Ya's response was regarding Wang Dong's consideration of joining the Tang Sect. And Tang Ya remembered, if yesterday she had discussed it with Bebe, that Bebe wanted to judge Wang Dong's determination first. And Tang Ya replied, if Wang Dong could become the first in the freshman inner examination, then Tang Ya would recruit him into the Tang Sect. Hearing this, Wang Dong was very excited and promised to win the exam according to Tang Ya's expectations. In the afternoon, Yu Hao returned to prepare to sell his grilled fish and saw that Xu Sanqi was already in the front line in front of Yu Hao's trading cart. Here, Tang Ya thought that Xu Sanqi's arrival was because he could not accept his defeat yesterday. But apparently, his arrival this time was purely to buy Yu Hao's grilled fish. After that, Xu Sanqi headed to the edge of the lake, and it turned out that he wanted to give the grilled fish to the woman he adored, namely Jiang Nanan, who looked alone. Here, Jiang Nanan is still ignorant, but Xu Sanqi said if he got the grilled fish, it wasn't through violence like yesterday. But here, Jiang Nanan still refused Xu Sanqi's gift. Here, Xu Sanqi tried to explain if what he did was all just for Jiang Nanan. But Jiang Nanan left instead, requesting that Xu Sanqi not bully the trainees anymore just for his sake, and also requested that Xu Sanqi not interfere in her life anymore. Here, one could see the look of desolation on Xu Sanqi's face and feel himself utterly useless. And out of annoyance, Xu Sanqi ate the 2 grilled fish alone. But when he finally bit into it, he was pleasantly surprised by how delicious Yuhao's grilled fish was. Long story short, it was already 9 o'clock at night, and Yuhao returned to his room to rest. Wang Dong came in and told him that the use of the soul advancement pill earlier was to increase soul particles. And each soul master is only allowed to take 1 pill because, by consuming the pill, the spirit master can increase his or her soul power level. However, if one consumed too many of those pills, it could affect the soul master's future cultivation. Here, they immediately swallowed the pill and immediately began cultivating together. After that, Yuhao never stopped cultivating and training his body to be stronger, and he struggled to practice more actively than his classmates. Even though he's always busy training, Yuhao also doesn't forget to sell in order to earn some income to support his living expenses at the academy. Even teacher Zhu always paid attention to Yuhao, who was diligently practicing even though the others were busy sleeping. Even all of these teachers and seniors always saw Yuhao, who was always diligently training his body day and night after class was over. After 3 months, it was time for the trainees to take their first academy test. Here, Teacher Zhu had each team contain 3 people with attack-type soul masters, and out of the about 300 participating teams, there will only be 150 of the top teams left. Here, each student is asked to write what type of martial soul ability they have and who they will choose to join their team. After checking the forms written by the students, Teacher Zhu was angry because it turned out that the Yuhao team admitted that their martial souls were all control types. Here, Teacher Zhu also asked Yuhao for an explanation, and Yuhao replied that his spiritual instinct could control all places with his spiritual eyes. Thus, according to Yuhao, a controlling type martial soul would be the right type for a future Yuhao. Here, Wang Dong confessed that his ability in the control system cannot be underestimated. And Wang Dong asked, "Isn't that also a controlling type?" Because he is able to control everyone with his attacks. Hearing this, Teacher Zhu confessed that Wang Dong was the smartest student in the class, but was the stupidest for now. And Teacher Zhu asked Wang Dong to change the contents of the form because in one team, there must be one type of attacker. While for Xiao, Teacher Zhu asked why she also chose to be the controlling type. Because here, Teacher Zhu knows that her martial soul is a soul-destroying furnace. Here, Xiao also said if she still has another martial soul that can be a support and controller, which surprised the 3 of them because, so far, this teammate actually has a dual martial soul. Xiao quickly showed off her 2 martial souls, and one of them was her first martial soul, which was called the 3 soul-destroying furnace, which could be controlled as well as support type and could even defend itself. However, Teacher Zhu thought that it had nothing to do with the controlling type, and then Xiao immediately took out her second martial soul, which was in the form of a flute. And like its shape, the martial soul is called the 9 Phoenix Flute. And when Xiao started blowing the flute, there appeared a small phoenix, which turned out to be the effect of this second martial soul capable of making opponents dizzy. Seeing this, Teacher Zhu finally agreed that this Xiao was only of the control type. Here, Teacher Zhu also warned that this new disciple's examination was very important for their future cultivation. And if they chose the wrong cultivation path, it would take a great deal of effort to correct the mistake. Therefore, here, Teacher Zhu has a special target for the 3 of them in this exam. That is, they have to be in first place in the selection of new students. And if they couldn't meet that goal, then the 3 of them would have to continue following Teacher Zhu to cultivate forever. Hearing this, Yuhao promised that he would still join Teacher Zhu's training, even if they won first place. Here, Teacher Zhu is not sure about that because all the students say that he is very cruel in her education, and she considered Yuhao's words to amuse Teacher Zhu only. But here again answered, if he really wants to continue studying with Teacher Zhu, and Yuhao's words looked sincere from the look on his face, because during the 3 months following Teacher Zhu's lessons, Yuhao was already able to gain a lot of new knowledge. Hearing Yuhao's sincerity, Teacher Zhu, who usually looks so cruel, could now have a smiling expression on his face. Then she asked the three of them to go back and rest. When they started leaving the classroom, here, Xiao, with a shy face, was seen talking to Wang Dong face to face. But unfortunately, Wang Dong refused because he had to prepare himself for the upcoming competition. Hearing that, Xiao's disappointed expression appeared. Here, Yu Hao teases Wang Dong by saying it looks like Xiao is interested in Wang Dong. But Wang Dong refused this because, for him, they were still small and had to focus only on studies. Here, Wang Dong asked Yu Hao to get ready because the exam would be the day after tomorrow. Hearing that, Yu Hao was surprised because the exam would be done that soon. And even here, Yu Hao immediately grabbed Wang Dong's hand and immediately went to see Xiao. And it turns out that here, Yu Hao asked all of them to practice so that great teamwork would emerge between the three of them. In the evening, on the edge of the Sea God Lake, the three of them were seen practicing to become a team. Here, they felt that their cooperation was quite good, even according to Wang Dong. Whoever got the help of Yu Hao's spiritual detection buff would definitely win, as long as it is at the same level of soul force and spiritual power. Even here, Xiao thought if she only needed to use simple skills in battle. And here, Xiao is very happy because she can work with Yu Hao with these great abilities. But Yu Hao warned that they couldn't let their guard down, for there were still many teams with higher levels than them. And here Yu Hao also reminded them if their goal is to become champions, like Teacher Zhu's request earlier. Not long after, Tang and Bei came to the place because they were looking for Yu Hao's whereabouts. And Bei provides information on whether the new student assessment exam will start tomorrow. And Bei asked his younger brother to get ready because in the morning they had to register, and in the afternoon it was time for the assessment to be carried out. Even here, Yu Hao made a promise to his two seniors so that he could graduate and become an official student at Shrek Academy. Here, Tang directly took out a spatial pouch, and she directly gave the pouch to Yu Hao. Long story short, they returned to the dormitory, and Yu Hao started to check the contents of Tang Ya's pouch, while Wang Dong looked very relaxed while drinking coffee. Here, they were surprised because the things that came out of the bag were a collection of secret weapons from the Tang Sect. Because of that, their room was filled with various weapons, to the point where it was like an armory. Seeing that Wang Dong thought that Tang had underestimated Wang Dong's ability by giving him this myriad of secret weapons. On the other hand, Yu Hao looked pleased with the abundance of weapons. Tomorrow morning, all students are very excited to welcome the exam. Not long after, the sound of the announcement sounded again and informed all students to immediately gather in the assessment area. Here, all the students hurry up because the exam will start in 10 minutes. Soon they all gathered together with the help of a female teacher who would supervise all of their exams for the next 2 days. And before the match started, the teacher explained a few rules of this match, in which the test this time was a team test with free weapons, but no soul tools. Although this test requires them to fight hard, they are not allowed to hurt their opponent to the point of being seriously injured. Because if they did that, they would be punished by the academy, and even if they won, it would also be considered a loss. And finally, the match officially started, and here Yu Hao's team was chosen as the first team to take the exam against another team of new third-year students. Long story short, after entering the arena, you can see that there are so many new students who are already very enthusiastic to see the match. Soon the match started, and Yu Hao directly took out his 10-year-old soul ring, while Xiao immediately took out her 2 yellow spirit rings, and Wang Dong also took out his yellow and purple spirit rings. On the other hand, they all took out yellow-colored soul rings, which meant the color was 100 years old. Here, the fatty from the opposing team immediately took out a chicken thigh because it turned out that he had a food attribute martial soul that could provide support to his team. Here, the opposing team quickly took the initiative to attack Wang Dong first, because, after eating the chicken thigh earlier, their speed immediately increased. But unfortunately, Yu Hao immediately responded by buffing Wang Dong so he could read the opponent's attack. Because of Yu Hao's help, Wang Dong was easily able to counter the opponent's attacks and throw them both. It didn't stop there. Here, Wang Dong directly demonstrated his first soul technique called guillotine wings.
示意铡刀。
And quickly, Wang Dong immediately defeated the three of them without difficulty, which means, in this match, Team Yu Hao can win easily. In the evening, the three of them celebrated their victory with a meal. But even so, Yu Hao also did not forget his duty to keep selling every night. Wang Dong did not expect that their victory would be that easy, that even this Xiao has yet to display her abilities. Therefore, here Xiao asks that she switch positions to become an attacker in the next match. Not long after, they were surprised by someone who came, which turned out to be Ma Xiao Tao, who met them. Here, Yu Hao immediately remembered if this Ma Xiao Tao was the inner disciple he fought yesterday when she lost control. Ma Xiao Tao asked Xiao to stay away for a while, because she only had business with Wang Dong and Yu Hao. Hearing that, it looked like Xiao was annoyed because she had to separate from his two new colleagues. Here, Ma Xiao Tao took Yu Hao and Wang Dong to the edge of the Sea God's Lake. Yu Hao also asked what the purpose of Ma Xiao Tao looking for the two of them was. Ma Xiao Tao explained that if she was the student who came out from inside the academy yesterday and almost injured the two of them, here she intends to apologize to both of them for yesterday's incident. But not only that, because Ma Xiao Tao still has other intentions. With eyes filled with phoenix fire, Ma Xiao Tao asked who the person from yesterday was who had the ice attribute to be able to suppress this fire of hers. Because Ma Xiao Tao really needs this person to be able to help her cultivation. Yu Hao immediately remembered that he must not say anything about Tianmeng to others. Wang Dong immediately answered if the two of them didn't remember what happened, because yesterday the temperature of Ma Xiao Tao's fire was very hot and made them both faint immediately. Realizing that they didn't want to admit the existence of the person they were referring to, Ma Xiao dealt viciously and immediately intimidated them. And they were both shocked because it turned out that this Ma Xiao Tao was an Emperor-level Soul Master after seeing the 5 spirit rings that were taken out. Here, Ma Xiao Tao continued to pressure Yu Hao and Wang Dong so they would admit who the Soul Master with the ice attribute was, who yesterday was able to suppress the effect of her phoenix fire. Wang Dong quickly took out his martial soul, while Yu Hao immediately threw the Tang Sect's secret weapon to protect themselves. Then Yu Hao instantly released a soul shock technique before the two of them fled from Ma Xia Tao's fury. But Ma Xia Tao would not just let them both go and immediately caught them using her phoenix. After looking closely, Ma Xia Tao thought maybe yesterday was just a coincidence that saved them. Because after she saw Yu Hao and Wang Dong, Ma Xia Tao didn't feel that any of them seemed to have an ice elemental martial soul. Therefore, Ma Xia Tao immediately released the two of them. Then Ma Xia Tao said that if they did not accept Ma Xia Tao's rough treatment, she would give the two of them a chance to practice first. Later, when they can become inner disciples, they can challenge Ma Xiao Tao. Because of that, Wang Dong looked like he couldn't accept it, but Yu Hao stopped him and led him back to the dormitory instead. Soon, the day changed, and the 6th round of freshman exams was about to begin. Wang Dong and Yu Hao quickly headed for arena, followed by Xiao, who was already waiting for the two of them. Here, Xiao also asked what Ma Xia Tao did yesterday to the two of them to make their faces look so gloomy this time. But Wang Dong said it was okay and immediately invited Xiao in because the team battle exam was about to start again. And as it turned out, Team Yu Hao had already won 5 consecutive matches in the previous matches. And because of that, Yu Hao's team will be the first to compete in this 6th round, where they would be against Huang Chuqian's team and the 2 blue-haired twin girls as teammates, namely Lan Suzu and Lan Lulu. Here, Yu Hao was surprised because this was the first time he met a new disciple who has 2 yellow soul rings. And then these 2 teams released each other's martial souls. Whereas this Huang Chuqian had the Herculean ape martial soul as the front attacker. Finally, here the exam began, and Wang Dong, as the front striker from the Yu Hao team, went straight one-on-one using a special martial art passed down from his mother, namely Xiao Wu. Quickly, Chu Tian immediately released his first soul technique to fight against Wang Dong by relying on his martial soul ability. But quickly, a Xiao furnace appeared, directly saving Wang Dong, who was almost hit by Chu Tian's blow. While Teacher Zhu continued to watch her students fight from the audience seats, finally, Wang Dong also immediately released his first soul technique, which is guillotine wings. Seeing that the beautiful twins tried to stop Wang Dong by invoking their first soul technique called hairnet, and it turns out that these two twin girls use their hair as a means of attack, where the hair can become very long. Here, Wang Dong was distracted because his vision was blocked by the twin sisters' hairnets. But Yu Hao immediately used the detection technique and shared his spirit energy simultaneously. So the Soul Master who channeled these two Yu Hao techniques could see the movement and small changes around the opponent to help Wang Dong fight. And quickly, here, Wang Dong was immediately able to find Chu Tian's position. But quickly, Chu Tian also released his second soul technique, which was named Power Cannon, in which the ball attack issued by Chu Tian was able to chase targets wherever he moved. But here, Wang Dong actually flew beyond the limit of the detection distance of this Yu Hao technique, which made Yu Hao work a little hard, because he tried to expand the detection range of his spirit to support Wang Dong. Here, Yu Hao continued to forcefully extend his detection range, which was only capable of 50 meters at first, and this time managed to reach 100 meters. Here, Chu Tian just realized and was sure that someone must be helping Wang Dong, because this Wang Dong could repeatedly dodge his attacks. And after checking in detail, he finally found the Yu Hao who gave this Wang Dong support. Therefore, Chu Tian immediately asked the twin sisters for help in dealing with Yu Hao. And it turns out that the two of them used a soul fusion technique to deal with Wang Dong, which was the combined technique of the two of them, making their hair very strong and long enough to be able to withstand Wang Dong's movements. Everyone who saw this was shocked because these twin sisters were already able to use the soul fusion technique even though they only had 2 soul rings. Here, Chu Tian was rapidly trying to catch up to Yu Hao. But also quickly, Yu Hao was able to dodge attack after attack from Chu Tian. Here, Xiao was confused about who to help first because Wang Dong's position was in danger, while Yu Hao had no ability to attack. But Yu Hao said that Xiao had to save Wang Dong first. Then Xiao immediately released the first soul technique from her furnace to face these twin sisters. Master Zhu, who saw it, knew that Xiao's furnace was capable of creating vibrations that could paralyze the enemy. However, if the furnace continuously countered the twin sisters' soul fusion technique, then Xiao's strength would not be strong enough to match it. On the other hand, here Yu Hao, who was facing Chu Tian, realized that he was no longer able to withstand this physical attack from Chu Tian. And it seems that Xiao has also not been able to penetrate the twins' hairnets. Here, Yu Hao asked Wang Dong to cast only his second technique. Wang Dong quickly followed Yu Hao's directions and released his second technique, called Butterfly Goddess Light. While Yu Hao also immediately cast a mental shock technique, which caused the twin sisters to faint instantly, as the soul attack just now could cause mental damage to the target. But that attack can backfire on an opponent who has a stronger soul than him. As a result of Wang Dong's attack just now, the twin sisters' soul fusion technique was successfully destroyed. Here, Teacher Zhu believes that Yu Hao helped Wang Dong do this, because basically, strength alone is not enough to break those soul fusion techniques. But here, Teacher Zhu still didn't know why Yu Hao's skill could be so formidable. While Yu Hao realized that earlier Wang Dong had to use the power of his 1,000-year-old soul ring to face the twin sisters, and he used that moment to immediately face Chu Tian, who was now alone. Here, Chu Tian in return used his second soul technique, and then he attacked Yu Hao again. And then Yu Hao immediately used the mental interruption technique, which made Chu Tian's attack miss Yu Hao's body. And it turned out that the technique was one of the 4 attack techniques given by Tianmeng. Meanwhile, Xiao quickly returned to using her furnace and immediately invoked her second soul technique, Cauldron Sweep. Even though Chu Tian tried to hold back the furnace, In the end, he couldn't withstand the strong attack of the furnace, and he was finally thrown. And in this sixth match, the Yu Hao team again won. Here, Wang Dong was grateful for Yu Hao's help just now, but Yu Hao immediately asked Wang Dong to quickly recover his soul power, because he knew that the match just now had drained so much of Wang Dong's strength. Moreover, there are still 4 more matches that they must face, and in the match after that, only Yu Hao and Xiao would fight. Long story short, in the 7th match, in the end, the Yu Hao team won. Likewise, in the 8th match, Yu Hao and Xiao were seen fighting in the arena alone, which even made Yu Hao's team slowly advance to the next round. Because of this, Yu Hao was able to win 8 consecutive matches. Long story short, after winning the 9-10 mate-to-10 match, the Yu Hao team was finally crowned the champion in the new student competition division in the first stage. In the evening, when Wang Dong and Yu Hao were about to return to the dormitory, the news of Team Yu Hao's victory had already spread throughout the Outer Disciple Academy. And here, Yu Hao took Wang Dong to rest to prepare for the competition in the second stage. Here, Yu Hao looked very enthusiastic, but Wang Dong didn't look like he was thinking about anything. Yu Hao immediately asked what this Wang Dong was thinking and found that he was thinking about the incident in their competition earlier and felt that something was wrong. Because even though Wang Dong's second soul technique was a 1,000-year-old soul technique, but just now, the opponent they were facing was a master using his soul fusion technique. Even then, Wang Dong felt something different when Yu Hao used his soul detection, which instantly made the twin sister's soul technique vanish. And that made Wang Dong suspicious, wondering if there was another soul technique belonging to Yu Hao just now that he didn't know about. But Yu Hao remembered Tianmeng's words. If this was true, Yu Hao had to keep it a secret that his first soul ring had 4 soul techniques at once. But Yu Hao realized that Wang Dong had also memorized Yu Hao's condition because they had trained together for a long time. Here, Yu Hao was confused about what to say because he realized that Wang Dong would be disappointed if he wasn't honest about all of this. At night here, Yu Hao had to lie, if he has a body attribute, martial soul, and said his spiritual eye rapidly mutated again after he practiced the purple eye demon technique, which mutation was when Yu Hao used the soul technique first and looked in one direction, then focused his spiritual power to a single point, then inflicted a certain mental attack impact. Wang Dong was also a bit surprised by this because it turned out that Yu Hao had the ability to change support type soul techniques to attack type ones. But here, Yu Hao confessed that his mental attack technique just now was extremely weak, while the reason the twins lost earlier was because Wang Dong's 1,000-year ring technique consumed so much of their soul power. And after that, Yu Hao attacked sneakily, which made them fail to use the soul fusion technique, which ended up with both of them getting hit. Hearing that, Wang Dong also believed, because even though their soul fusion technique was very strong, their strength level was not that high. And Wang Dong was dreaming if only this Yu Hao and Wang Dong had a soul fusion technique like them too. But Yu Hao replied saying that it was impossible because the soul fusion technique must have a high degree of compatibility with the Soul Master's martial soul. Here, Yu Hao asked whether Wang Dong felt compatible with him during these 3 months together. However, Wang Dong here flusteredly answered with an embarrassed face. But here, Wang Dong finally admitted that, if, in the first trial, he had the spiritual assistance of Yu Hao, he felt that their auras were getting closer. Here, Yu Hao was very enthusiastic to hear that, and Wang Dong requested that they only have body contact so that the soul power could flow between the two of them. But Yu Hao didn't know how and was forced to ask if they should hug. But Wang Dong seemed to reject this and said if they just touched by hand, and in the end, the two of them tried it on their bed, which made Tianmeng, who was sleeping, suddenly wake up. What happened then? Stay tuned for the next part.